the next lightning talk, we have Rohit Ghumare. And Rohit is a founder at trainings and internships, and he's also a hybrid multi-cloud intern. Rohit is very much a DevOps advocate, and he's also a community evangelist running multiple communities on various platforms to create awareness for DevOps and DevRel. He also often contributes to open source by presenting talks, writing docs, not dogs, blogs, and code contributions. And he's currently working on Service Mesh tech stack. There we go. And today his lightning talk is on Sidecar-less Service Mesh. Is it a dream or a reality? Right?
Amazing. Welcome on board, Rohit. We are so excited to have you. And service mesh is one of those things that everyone's talking about in 2022. So I think
Right.
we're all really, really keen to hear more about this. I'm going to add, sorry, that's not your slide deck. If you can just add your slide deck to the thing, and then we can sort of share it as well for you.
Sure. Let me directly go to the share screen and let me start my sharing my screen. Is it
Amazing.
visible?
Awesome. Yes, we are all ready to go. So, Proma and I will just go back in the background and we'll let you take it away.
Okay. Thank you for cool introduction. So let's start with our today's session, which is like sidecarless service mesh. Is it a dream or reality? So what is this term? So service mesh, I guess few people know about the same because there is like little talk and buzz going around currently for the eBPF service mesh and cloud native 2.0. So what is that things, right? So that's why I'm here. So that we will talk about them more on the same, and we will introduce on the same. So, talking about myself is like I'm developer advocate at Solo.io, which is company working on various things like your application networking, your API gateways, service mesh, and many things. So I'm little otaku, so that's why that emoji. Other than that, this is founder of communities. So I'm founder of various communities like Keep Up, DevOps community, Developer Relations community, Google communities, AWS communities. And if you want to connect with me and have a chat with me, and if you have doubts around the DevOps world or developer relations, you can anytime ping me, and I will happy to share the insights on the same. So other than that, talking about my company, it is like Solo.io. As we know, we have Glue products, which is like which can you connect with your API gateways, Glue Mesh, Service Mesh, and it is open source products and some enterprise products. So depending on your use case, you can go ahead with the same. So let's move ahead. Like, what was the thing before the service mesh, right? So, microservices, right? So there are different types of microservices. But if you want to connect one service with the another service, there should be secure overlay, there should be security, there should be some certificates assigned to it, there should be traffic, there should be packet sending. You call as a network packets, right? So if you are sending the network packets, there should be some resources, there should be various things to add, and in the professional world we call it as like business logic. We have to add some business logic, otherwise we will not get the use case solved, right? So before service mesh, there was like operational code and business logic was like tricky one, and it was really hard to separate them, and many problems happened. So what happens in the service mesh, we created some parallel between the both of them. So operational code and business logic is side by side. And whenever you want to add the resources to your operational code, you can do it anytime. You want to do some use cases, streaming and kind of a thing on your applications, you can do it anytime. So that's why that is your service mesh. So let's deep dive into the same. So as you see, there are various service mesh functions. So service mesh functions is nothing but what the service mesh can do. So it can help you with the service discovery. So service discovery is the one of the thing Kubernetes can also do. But when we're talking about the secure service to service communication, it can be only done by the your service mesh. So one of the service mesh I really promote, which is your Istio service mesh. It is open source and anyone can use anytime. So another than that, traffic control, shaping, shifting, circuit breaking, fault injection. These are the various LSON policies we say. So what is the thing? If you need some like if you're sending one packet to another service, then there should be some control over that traffic, right? There should be, if you want to shift the in between of that packets, you can do it easily by using the service machine. And for this, visualize it, you can connect the various dashboards for the monitoring, and you can give it easily. So policy and intention based access control. What is that? So similar to our point, you can check whenever you want to attach policy, you want to give some priorities to it. You want to see like what is happening inside that, or you want to assign it really well, so you can do it easily. Yeah. Traffic metric collection. So, what happens if you are working the services? You need some you need some visualization, right? That's what I told. So, I generally recommend to use the Kiali or Prometheus Grafana because they are open source. So, what happens when there is a app? So, service mesh is like it is connecting the various microservices. It is connecting the different applications, right? So, when it is connecting that thing, there is like too much web, so that's why it is called as service mesh, right? But to visualize it easily, you need some kind of dashboards, and to get this type dashboards up, you need some traffic metric collection. So if you get some traffic metrics, you can connect it to your visualization dashboard. So that is what you can do it easily through this service mesh. Another than there is the service resiliency, which everyone knows, and then is your API programmable interface. So it is just it is easily available in interface, and you can connect it to the APIs, API gateways, and you can program it accordingly. So platform goals with a service mesh is simple. So you just need the at the so you have the OSI model, right? In your college also it is taught like there is some computer networking subject. So inside that there are various layers from layer 1 to layer 7. So application level comes under your I guess your seventh layer, right? So inside that you have some your application level, you have some traffic routing. So what is traffic routing? So when you are sending some traffic from one point to another, you need some access to it, control to it, right? So traffic routing is the one way. Another than that, there is the filtering, transformation. So whatever you are sending the packets, you need to have some access on the same, and then you can access it accordingly for filter, transformation, shaping, various things you can do. So that is one of the goal for the service mesh. Then there is the observability, which I told, right? So you should have some logs. You can easily capture the traffic. You can metric it, and then you can share it to the monitoring tools to. So you need some integration to connect to it, right? So if we Istio service mesh provide that. Another than that, traffic reliancy, failover routing, high availability, so all comes under your security ones. So what happens when you are working with your network security? Sometimes you can see like you have some application like which outside world cannot access or something. So you need to use some fault injection. You need to do some circuit breaking on the same. So you can enable it anytime using this tool. Other than that, there is your zero trust security. So zero trust is one of the key term discussing all over the world today. So what it is, you can check through our workshops. We are guiding the people on the same. So it is just some kind of secure communication. If you want through the microservices, if you want the certificate attached to it, you can. So in simple words, it is something like when you are sending the service one to service two, there should be a mutual TLS connection. So mutual TLS connection is one of the way to get your access secured, and that's why we use this Istio service mesh. So how the Istio works today? So it has like so it has some data planes, and data planes is connected to the control plane. So what happens? Data plane is sitting outside of your control plane, and data plane has the service, and service connected to the envoy proxy. So we use envoy proxy in the Istio. So what happens? Your service is connected to the envoy process. So whenever any resource addition, any service addition you want to do on your service A, like you want to add any resources to it, you have to go through the envoy proxy, which is your sidecar. So that is your sidecar. Whenever you are using anything to your service, you have to go to the envoy proxy. If you want to assign some layer 4 proxies, layer 4 policies, and layers and traffic, you can do it only through the envoy proxy. And control plane is the one who gets every information, you it gets any metrics, and that here is the integration and kind of a things you can do. But envoy proxy is the one who will send the metrics to that. Other than that, as you see, like control plane is sitting outside of your data plane, and sometimes it is like it is really hard to get this thing hacked or something like security breach can happen, but it is possible because it is sitting outside, right? So because control plane is the one who will do everything for your services. He will deploy proxies, he will do the filtering, he will do the policies attachment and removing kind of a thing. So that's why we need some kind of thing to get this directly connected to the service, right? Because that is really hard. So as you see here, whatever I told you, it is written here. So metrics can be get through the sidecar proxy, and your history is your control plane, which is connected to the service. Means like inside the Kubernetes, you can do the service discovery, right? So that's what I told. And history is has every access of your sidecar proxy and your applications. So how the Istio sidecar model is working today. So as you see, application in the node, one node, there are different services, there are different applications inside it. So after applications, there is then you can add the resources to it, but resources can be added through your Enro proxy. So it is really complex kind of a structure, right? So how complex you can see here. So if you have like four services running, this kind of a web you can see. So this web is really complex, and you can't easily get track of it, right? So that's why I added this diagram, not to bombard you with the things, but just to share you like how this looks. So if you go step by step, you will see like policy translation and your service catalog metrics, and everything is connected to everyone through your ingress and egress. So what is ingress and egress? You will come to know if you are in the Kubernetes and cloud native world. Go slowly, learn really well one by one, and you will understand. So you can screenshot it, and you can do various things for this. Other than that, what is the potential challenges in our current sidecar proxies? Means like current version of Istio, which is overhead cost because you have the various sidecar attached to various services applications. So it is increasing your cost. Another than that, it is really complex, as I told. After that, performance will reduce because you have to go through the control plane, then another proxy, and then service. So it is simple to visualize it. And when you deploy any application, you will see like there are two pods are running when you deploy application. One is your service pod, and one is your what we say, one is your sidecar pod. So same thing is written here in better visualization. As you see, like challenges everywhere. So why challenges everywhere? As you see, like operational complexity is there. Another is application mesh is not aware about what is happening inside it because control plane is sitting outside. Other than that, latency is increased because you have to go to the application one, then env proxy, then env proxy is going to the second application, env proxy, and then it is going to the application. So it is like latency is increased for that. Other than that, cost is increased because every env proxy costs something, right? Which is your sidecar. So what we can do? So future of your service mesh is happening around your data plan. So as you see, WASM and everything which everyone is talking about, so we can do this innovations on your sidecar only. So let's do by extending our data plan what we can do. So Solo and Google are the lead contributors to the Istio ambient mesh, and Istio ambient mesh was launched few months back, and we Istio got accepted into the incubating project for the CNCF. So if you want to contribute in the one of the leading projects in the CNCF, then Istio is the one you can go ahead with the same. And ambient mesh is one of the futurist technology I can say. It is new data plane added to the Istio. So what it does, it creates the slicing of the layers of your L4 and L7. So whenever you want to use the L4 things, which is your zero trust, TCP routing, authorization policy, accessing, loggings, and kind of thing, you can do it by the layer 4. But when you need to access logs and you need to do some fault injections as rate limiting, circuit breaking, load balancing kind of a thing, you can use the L7 thing. But why different proxies, right? So what happens, previously you have, whenever you want to whenever we want to add your metrics to use C like Istio proxy, which is your sidecar, your metrics was going from this sidecar to the your visualization of it's like observation observability integration was done through the sidecar. But now what will happen? It will scrap your metrics easily through the services and it is directly connected to the visualization. So for the future thing, we can also connect it to the eBPF, which is one of the trending technology in the KubeCon this year. Other than that, if you see, whenever you want the L4 things, you just have one proxy attached to it. So as you see, only one proxy per node is there. And L7, whenever you want the L7 policies and L7 things, you can use the another proxy, which is your waypoint proxy. So as I am telling you different things here, as you see, your cost is reduced because sidecars are reduced, and now is this is the thing which you will make everything clear. So we were previously sidecar proxy per our pod architecture, but now it is just a proxy per node architecture. So you have one node and one proxy. Previously, it was like one node and multiple proxies for your services. So it is general. You can see like it is reducing your cost for sure. Other than that, it is also reducing your what we say. Previously, when you have to deploy your application, what was happening? It was restarting your application whenever you are adding because it it's allowing you only to add at the start or add at the end. So now it is not like that. You can assign the data plane anytime you want. You just have to label new data plane, which is Istio ambient plane, and you can add application, attach application anytime you want. So what it means for your wallet, how the cost is reduced because that is company wants, right? So as you see previously in the sidecar, you needed three virtual CPUs more than that, and this memory you can see. But now for the L4, it is just needing 384, and if you want the L4 and L7 both, then it is just 768 MIBs. Other than that, that CPU is also reduced in much. So this is the visualization of latency, which we talked about. Previously, it was like 2 millisecond to one, and then for the entire thing, it was just 4 millisecond. But now it is just the 3 millisecond for the L7. It is really small here, like you see, like it is not making any difference. But when you connect different services, then it is really big architecture and doing that application one to application two, then service one to service two. There are multiple applications and multiple services. It will really benefit you. So all all your use cases are solved by the Istio ambient mesh. And as you see, everything I told here, told today, everything is available here, like mesh transparent application, deep couple proxy, and then this is adding your new application is really easy. Uh, you can amplify and simplify your application updates also. So also it reduces the cost by the multi-tenant proxy. So multi-tenant is one of the things you need to explore more on the side. In the future, we can add the eBPF for sure in this thing. Like it is, talking about the ambient mesh, it is not yet production ready. It will available, I guess, till the February or March. But you can explore. This is the best time to explore that technology. And if you are a student or some early beginner, you can contribute to it, and you will get really nice open source insights. So what's next? As I told, another that we can introduce the eBPF on the same. And if you want to learn more on the HTML ambient mesh, you can screenshot it and you can go on these resources, learn about the same. We have awesome resources, and Solo Academy is the one to learn on this. So thank you for the same.
Thank you so much for that, Rohit. That was really, really good. I know it's like a hard topic to cover in 15 minutes, like STO and
Yeah,
anything
yeah,
container and Kubernetes. I think it's, as you said, I think I really liked your advice, go slowly, because I think that's one of the things. Kubernetes has become so popular and everyone wants to implement it, but it is definitely not an easy technology to sort of do that as well. So
true.
it's quite hard. But no, thank you so much for that and coming on DevSecOn. If anyone does have any questions, I think Rohit did share his social, so do feel free to ping him. And I think it sounds like he's knee deep into Istio, so he will have a lot of good information for you. Thank you so much, Rohit, and I'll just push you to the backstage.